Yo, what's up guys? I'm going to show you a small thing that's really important for Sony Vegas. It's actually really important. So, you know how you have many clips here, like I have, and all of these clips are masked. And you're gonna add effects, for example, I don't know, something. You add it and it's kind of weird because it's masked. You have the corners, it's not working properly. Maybe you have already other effects over it, and what you want is your entire scene, like the whole thing, to have maybe more saturation. You're gonna add more saturation, and then you have to add to every single clip, and then it reacts differently. Maybe it bugs out the other effects, maybe it doesn't even work properly because it creates corners. So I found a way, a layer that may work as an adjustment layer, like in After Effects. Sony Vegas does not have an adjustment layer, so it's really nice to have something like this. So what we use that for is actually a bus layer. If you press and hold Control Shift, and then press B, you're gonna get this bus layer, and it's really useful. Usually what you would use it for is like motion blur. A lot of people use it for motion blur. It's like really bad Sony Vegas motion blur, which you don't need. But a lot of people do not know that you can actually add effects to this layer right here. And I would not recommend like dragging from this part here. It might bug out, so usually you press this, the effects button right here. Let's say we need color correction. You add that, and now everything is affected. We'll no longer have corners that are bugging out with each other. Usually people would have to like select your whole thing, then render it, place it back into Sony Vegas, and then add some effects over the whole entire thing, because it's just not worth it playing around with adding one effect over the entire thing. Like imagine VFX, VHS effects added over the mask. It's just insane. I actually don't have it right now, so that sucks. I can show you. So yeah, that's really important. Like you have different things like the RGB, time warp RGB, for example. The thing is with this layer is that you can like animate your effects differently. So you have your effect and then you can turn it off right at the point where the clips stop. You can have multiple effects as well. So you have your time warp RGB, right? And the thing about this is that it uses the next frame. What happens when you don't have another frame? It's gonna be like one clip, and it's gonna be wrong because it's gonna be red on the very last one, but the frame before that is gonna be proper. I mean, people that have used time warp RGB are gonna know what I'm gonna talk about. And when you put it on there, obviously don't drag from there, press on here. When you put it on there, it's going to be continuous. There's not going to be any stopping, right? So it's going to be smooth sail throughout the entire thing. It's the same also if you add RSMB, Real Smart Motion Blur. When you add RSMB, the very first frame here is going to be without any RSMB, because RSMB works either you can have one frame it can look 1 frame forward. That can fix your issue, or it can go 1 frame back. It also doesn't look the same, by the way. Or it can look by the previous frames. People usually use the previous frame, and that makes the very first frame without any effects. And usually the very first frame has the most motion, obviously. The really nice thing about this is that you can add RSMB on this frame and then make curves, and then you can properly animate that throughout the entire edit instead of going into clip by clip. I mean, this sounds like some shitty ass editor just finishing his edit and then, oh shit, I'm gonna paste the edit back in and then I'm gonna like paste RSMB over the entire thing. But that's not true. You have to actually animate the entire thing step by step, clip by clip. Just that you have this layer now to help you out. And you can put many other effects and you can animate them over time. And it's gonna be the same thing. You just go in there, find an effect that you want. And then you can go to animation. But remember, it's gonna be like really fast zooming through here. So you can find a spot basically. So yeah, as you can see, it's just normal animation. But it's gonna be starting whenever you want. Still gonna keep on going into the other clips. If you want, like you see, you're at an entire different clip right now. It's still powerful, it's still working here. So it's crazy how you have basically an adjustment layer within Sony Vegas. And you can continue adding more. Like I said, people usually use this for a lot of different things, but now you know that you can add effect on it. And it's really useful. So yeah, this really helped me out. I hope it helps you out. It definitely helps people that mask a lot. And I'll be seeing you guys later.